Well, Josephine, I'm sorry you grabbed your seat and got comfortable again because I have to summon you back up to deliver our College Prize winner address. The College Prize is our highest award delivered to our department valedictorian. So, please, come on up.
I didn't even know I was valedictorian.
You know now.
Merriam-Webster defines college as an artistic composition made of various materials, such as paper, cloth, or wood, glued onto a surface. Okay, wait. No, that's collage, isn't it? Dang it. Also, this isn't Boston College or Boston Collage. It's Boston University.
Yeah!
By the way, I mean, we're not really the city, but at least we're not a suburb, right? One sec. I gotta Google something. Okay, so, bad news. The dictionary actually doesn't have a definition of Boston University. There goes my whole speech. But maybe philosophy is about the things above the definitions, the things to which we cannot give definitions to. No, that's stupid. Sorry, give me a second. You know my favorite college graduation speeches? I've read a lot of them for no particular reason. My favorite college graduation speech is by David Foster Wallace. So I'm just going to steal his deep moving anecdote, and we can all forget about the collage thing, okay? Here it is, as I recall it. Basically, there are these two fish swimming out in the ocean, as fish do, and one turns to the other and says, "Man, the water is the perfect temperature today." And the other looks back at him and says, "What water?" I think that little phrase pretty much sums up the whole of philosophy. There we go, the oldest field of study in mankind's history, and we just solved it. I mean, what are undergraduate philosophy majors great at if not solving all of philosophy's unanswerable problems? Usually in our freshman year seminars. But maybe you're not convinced that I've just solved all of philosophy. Or rather that a quote I stole from David Foster Wallace solved all of philosophy. Well, give me a chance to explain. I find that philosophy is a kind of contradictory field. I mean, with the best philosophy classes, you don't even want to write the papers. Not because you're lazy, or because you're too busy watching Instagram Reels, or not just because of that, but because you just came like as close as any human being can ever come to truly understanding the nature of reality, and then your professor wants you to go write a paper about it? I mean, you just told me that nothing matters, and now I have to write 5,000 words about how nothing matters? Not that that's the takeaway from philosophy, that nothing matters, I mean, but to be thinking about those sort of fundamental questions to begin with. That's philosophy, right? It's a privilege to think about how nothing matters, because it is so easy to get caught up in the papers, and the grocery shopping, and the homework, and the job applications, and the credit scores, and the Instagram Reels. It's so easy to see life as just a pack of goals you have to meet. And the reason I say that is because that's how my brain kind of default views life. You know, I love meeting goals more than anyone. I've been for 2 years now the president of the Undergraduate Philosophy Association, as some of you might know. And that's a position, thank you. That's a position that, you know, in addition to bringing me great fame and success, is just chock full of goals. You know, last year we won BU's Club of the Year award out of all the clubs at BU. That's a goal. We're the largest academic club on campus. That's another goal. And running the UPA can kind of feel like drudgery sometimes if we want to achieve those goals. Any students who run a club and deal with SAO know what I'm talking about. Just like how papers and the grind of daily life and job applications and grocery shopping can all feel like drudgery. And it would fully feel like drudgery, by the way, if not for my incredible Vice President, Bo. Thank you, Bo. But then, during the actual UPA meetings, when I get to step back from running the club and step into what the club actually does, which is host discussions about ideas, something amazing happens in my brain. I get to hear what the people around me really think about the world and themselves and the truth. I'm reminded by them, by all of you, that it's a beautiful, amazing, unlikely gift that I am alive and that I get to experience this awesome, fearsome, boring, stupid universe full of nightmare drudgery, and that I get to think about all of its frustrating and terrible questions. That's what the people in UPA do for me. That's what philosophy does for me. It reminds me of that gift that the drudgery makes me forget. It shows me the water. So that's why I think that little anecdote about fish gets at the heart of philosophy, because we're swimming in life every day, all the time, and when you do something every day, all the time, it's easy to forget you're doing it at all. To philosophize is to remember. It's to pull a bit at that curtain. Next year, I will no longer be a philosophy student, but also I will always be a philosophy student for the rest of my life, because everyone is. I have many wonderful professors to thank for that ability to think. Professor Floyd, I've taken 4 of your classes from Henry James to Gödel's theorem, and all of them made me a better person. Professor Sedgwick, whose history of modern class truly challenged me. Isn't it funny, by the way, how modern for philosophy means 1600s? Professors Vokelich and Hopp, who I took my first philosophy courses with, and MGW, whose Aristotle class took me out of the cave. I know that's Plato, but we talked about Plato in that class too, so it's fine. Professor Garrett, who put up with me clogging up his office hours to talk about stupid movies. Professors Ricks and Mizuki, who changed the way I think about books. Many more professors who I won't all name here. And finally, the late Professor Leslie Epstein, who was always willing to argue with me, and was probably usually in the right. And if he could be here to hear me say that, he would be very happy. Most of all, I'd like to thank my mom and dad, who were the first people who taught me how to think. As much as I love thought experiments, I cannot possibly conceptualize a world without either of you. I hope that everyone in this room will be able to remain a philosophy student right alongside me for the rest of our lives. There's no group of people I'd rather swim next to. You are all thoughtful and capable, and it's been a privilege to call myself your classmate. Today the water is the perfect temperature. Thank you.